Hari Om Shubhaji.
Hari Om, sir.
So today let us learn how to chant and contemplate tesam satatayuktanam. Please, Shubhaji.
Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena upayanti te.
Very nice. Once again, please.
Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Very nice. So what is that Krishna is indicating to us? What is that I can learn and adopt in my life through this? What does he mean by constantly devoted to serving me? And what is that understanding that Krishna is talking about?
Whenever we are helping somebody with no expectation of any result back, so he says that is a kind of expressing love towards him.
Very nice. So helping anyone
without any expectation.
Without any expectation. Okay. And then so that's the first part.
Yeah.
And then Krishna is saying, I give the understanding.
I'm not clear about that, sir.
Okay.
It is like once if you are ready, I mean, if we say suppose we want to find a guru, but for that first we should be ready from our side. So once we are ready, I mean, Krishna will automatically provide a way or just give the means or support us. So he is saying once if you are sincere and you have that intention or bhava that you're devoted with love, so that is the time he gives the understanding. So in a way where he will help us to reach him.
So what is the understanding that Krishna is referring to here?
That is the jnana.
The jnana. So he helps you to realize the truth. And then what does it mean to come to me, by which they can come to me? What does that mean?
So we understand that it is to be one with him. In literal terms, we say it as moksha, right?
So does it mean something like, usually moksha is associated generally in terms of death. Or ega or moksha handudru. So, you see somebody and then, they are dead, lying. So is that what is then moksha is? So is Krishna saying after death?
No. Definitely not, because see, nobody knows like what happens after death. So moksha, it means that liberation is actually here and now. So if you're happy, peaceful, then it means that so it is with our understanding, like how whatever people know, right? So in normal terms, it is what we have heard that we get moksha after death. So basically it is not. So now if you're suffering and if you're agitated and if you're undergoing all that turmoil, definitely you're not at peace, right? So that sometimes we say that narka ille ide. We are undergoing that, we are feeling that pain So that is narka, that is hell. And if we are feeling happy, and if we are at peace, and that contentment, that feel of contentment, if we are experiencing, I feel that will be the true liberation, to be one with Krishna.
Very nice. Excellent. So the genuine feeling of happiness, peace, and contentment, trupti, is what you are referring as liberation.
Yes.
And you are saying Krishna gives you that through the jnana.
Jnana.
And jnana comes because you are devoted.
Devoted, completely surrendered and devoted with that pure intentions. And the intention should be pure. So to get that, our intention should be completely pure, with little of that serving nature. I mean, what do we say, like namge solpa, so samajakke sarvasva. So in that way, keeping little for us, and with the intention bhava of that selfless service, we would get that devotion.
Excellent. So in a way, is giving the algorithm for liberation.
Yes.
Very nice. So what does it? Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Swantakke swalpa, samajakke sarvasva. I keep just thinking of this statement most of the time. So it is, in a way, it keeps us motivating.
Very nice. Swantakke swalpa means?
Swantakke swalpa, I mean, whatever the basic thing, what we need, we can just keep it for ourselves. But samajakke sarvasva. So if you do that, you get that attitude of serving. So, but in a way, other way around, we always keep everything for ourselves, and we definitely not wanting to serve.
Okay.
That way it is swantakke swalpa, samajakke sarvasva.
But you have family, you have children, you have parents, you have in-laws, you have so many responsibilities in life to take care of. And then how do you really make sure that, in terms of service also, it's a time and energy. So how can you take care like that? Is it even possible practically then for a householder like you and me?
Yeah, that's what, it is not that very easy, but in a way it is possible. Slowly, I mean, that's what, with that jnana, definitely we can do whatever is possible from our end in a small way. Like when you also said, Vijayji, that you said that so we cannot go and serve the whole existence, but just with a thought that we are all together, when you said, but is it that feeling enough to serve? Because I got that doubt when you said that.
Okay, very good. So let's see what Padmaji has to say on this, and then we will take the next step. So your question is the feeling enough? Okay, that's the question. Padmaji, what is your take?
Yes, so I feel that here in this shloka, like what Ashaji said and some of the things that what Shobhaji said, it's completely what I also agree to. Like when you are serving anyone, because everyone is essentially the divine, when you are serving anyone with love and without expecting anything in return, that is where the bhakti comes, I think. Bhakti towards the creator, the divine itself. Because I can see divine in every being, the service that I render will be without any expectation. That automatically happens, I think, when you have that attitude to serve. So, for example, if we are going and if we see a child also falling on the ground while we are walking, we just go and pick it up and ask if he is okay. Essentially, we are not going to be doing anything. Even if he falls and injures himself, we can only do that much at that point in time. Probably we can send him to the mother, or contact the mother. But the attitude with which we run towards that child, that that hurt, that feeling, it has also touched somewhere within you. So that is the oneness that is making you go towards that child in the first place to pick him up. So there is devotion, there is a devotion, and because of that serving thing is coming. Oh, how can I help? Maybe I can go and lift the child up. It is not like the child will not stand up even if you don't go, but that thing which pushes you to go there, I think that is the divine within you, which is connecting to the divine in that child at that moment. And that is pure bhakti only, pure bhakti, oneness with the divine. So when we have that kind of attitude in serving anybody, for that matter, I think I would also say here that even when you serve the people at home, whether it's your mother-in-law, father-in-law, your own child, there is a devotion within you, because although yes, on a other side, if you see, you are connecting it to, oh, they are my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my child, like that, still there is a aspect of you which believes that, okay, I am in a position to do something for them, so I have to do. It is not like that thing is not going to be done even if you don't do it. Even if you don't cook today for some reason, they will get food. But the fact that you are willing to do it every day for them, there is a certain amount of devotion there also to the divine in them. And the divine in you connects with that. So you cannot see your child hungry. Why is that? Or for that matter, even if you go somewhere and you are feeding your child and some other child is there, you would offer him food naturally, whether he has eaten or not. So that is a common thing that is coming within you. And that is because there is divine in you and there is divine in you. And that moment you are connecting to that divinity in the other person also. So I think the devotion part is where this shloka is referring to serving anyone with love. So when you do that with love and without expecting anything, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Krishna says that when you are in that path of bhakti, I will make sure that you come to me. I will give you the understanding or the ways and the means by which you can come to me. I will guide you from within. For example, we all came to Guruji. From various parts we have come to Guruji. So somewhere we have done something where, Krishna has prompted us to come to this way. Through someone we have come into contact with Guruji. And when we see him, he is someone we look up to now. Like how he leads his life, with his example of what he does in his life is something that motivates us, or that wants us to make us believe that, okay, we can also do this, we can also follow this path, because he is following, it's easier. And one of the greatest thing about Guruji is he is also a householder like you, like us. He is told that, I think, a couple of times in his discourses as well, that even we are a householder, we don't have to leave everything and take sannyasa and go somewhere to serve. We can be in that and then we can serve. But the only difference that he said was, when you are serving with that attitude, even though you are a householder, then you see everyone as equal. You don't distinguish that, okay, this is my son, so I have to do, this is my daughter, so I have to do. You will do whatever is necessary, whatever is needed for them at that time, and in whatever way that you can do, how much ever you can do. I think that is what he is saying. So I feel that when we are on this path, lot of things happen by the way of helping us within that, how we can proceed in this path, especially if we have some obstacles that is coming up. I think it is taken care by the universe or by people surrounding you. Like Thursday was one example. I was so much, first of all, I didn't like it. Like I was looking forward to chanting. And then suddenly I thought, okay, something came up in my family, so I couldn't do it. And then I waited till the last to, ask for help, because I knew somebody will help, but I wanted to at least try till the end that, if possible, let me just come for half an hour like that. But then it became not possible. And then I messaged you, sir. I messaged Asha ji separately, and I also messaged Parvati ji because last week she was there. And then each one of you like had told that, okay, don't worry, something will be done, something will be taken care of. We will chant. First, go and look after whatever you need to take care of right now. So that's kind of giving you an assurance that you are not alone. There is a whole support system around you, which is there whenever you need. Whenever you ask for help, it comes to you. If you genuinely need it, it comes to you from everywhere around you. So that is, I think this shloka refers to that only, sir. And then the another thing is where they can come to me is also gives us a realization that you have to who Krishna is the only one. That is the goal of our life. To go there is the goal of our life. So as we move towards that, we are also getting purified when we serve. I think that is what that picture depicts, where all the great services they are doing, none of them is expecting anything, none of them is getting anything out of it, but still they do it because it is their way of giving their bhakti to their to the God. So that is where they are elevated, they are more purer than us, and they are more closer to Him. So when we follow their path, then we also can get that same purification of mind, and we can also progress in our spiritual journey.
Excellent. Very well said, Padmaji. Very nice. Rupaji?
Yeah, Vijay. What I understood is when we serve the people around us, everyone or the living beings around us, not just humans, also the birds and animals. And that is possible when we see divinity in everything. When we do that, we are offering something to God, and it becomes the God will make it easy for us to get closer to Him by giving us the right knowledge and intellect. That's all.
Very nice. So in terms of practical application, how do you see it, Rupaji? So the question that Ashaji asked is it enough to have a feeling? Or, how is that, you can serve? So what is your take on that? Do you agree with what Padmaji was saying? That everything that you do can be service? What is your take?
I think we can't serve the whole world. Whatever is possible to be could be done by us.
So are you saying that service is something that you hear, mark, and separately do? Is that what you are saying, or what are you saying? Whatever possible means what?
Though we have the intention to serve, there are certain limitations. So, and the people around us also should be happy with whatever we are doing, right? The people whom we are living with,
So what we do in our day-to-day life, in our house, say cooking, cleaning, or whatever, is that service or not?
It is a service. It is a service, but we do have limitations when we go out. So whatever the opportunities we have, if we do that, if we give our 100% in doing that, that itself is also a service.
So you are saying that then how come there are so many people in the world who keep doing whatever their household work. They keep saying that I have so many responsibilities at home, at office. So they're essentially doing work that they're supposed to do, but still continue to suffer. There is no freedom in them. So if at all the household work itself was going to liberate, then it should have liberated all the people, no? How come we still see people suffering? They're doing whatever they're doing. How come they still suffer then?
Maybe because they expect something in return.
So there is some catch in how they do rather than what they do.
Yeah, when we don't expect and we are going on doing things, there won't be any suffering, I believe. Yeah, the suffering comes to us only when we expect something in return.
Excellent. Very nice. There are two fundamental catches, no? One is doership. Another one is enjoyership. I am giving you this. What will you give me in return? I did this in expecting this back from you. When that comes, why am I expecting that back? When that, whatever that is, that comes, I will enjoy. See, I am doing so much of work. You give me salary, then I will enjoy. So my joy is now connected to the salary that you give me. So that is the attitude of enjoyership. Now, if I get what I want, I'm so happy. Oh, I got, see, I did that, so I got. But if I don't, I'm so sad. Why? I didn't get. So there is enjoyership. Enjoyership comes from the fruit of the action. So the fruit of the action is what prompts many to do the work. So that is the enjoyership, the first thing that binds us. Why? If I get what I want, I tend to be happy. If I don't get what I want, then I tend to be sad. So enjoyership. Then doership. I did so much for you. You don't even said a thanks. I am the one who from morning till night doing all this household work, and none of you come and even help me a little bit, and none of you even say a little bit of thanks also. How much I suffer for all of you. So there is an attitude of doership. I am doing. So when I am doing, why am I doing? I'm expecting something back. So doership and enjoyership are the two fundamental catches in life, which is what separates me from Krishna, actually. Truly, you're never away or separate from the divine. You are that Tat-tvamasi, is the realization of the masters. But that doesn't become a living experience because there is an artificial me who has come. There is an imaginary me who has come and who says, I am doing and I need to enjoy. So this logic that we kind of invert in our mind, that I have to get something in life to be happy, I have to get something in life to be peaceful, I have to do something in life to be enjoying. So this doing and getting binds us. So what is the significance of service then? What is service then? We have to clearly understand what is service. Seva. What is it? Is it something that I do outside of my home? Oh, there are some orphan children, I'll go and I'll take care of them. Oh, there are some crippled people, I will help them. Is that what is service then? Then the cooking I do at home and the cleaning I do at home, Isn't that service? It can be service only with the right clarity, with the right attitude. And that right attitude doesn't come easily in the household work, because there is a lot of ingrained deeper attitude towards the household work, towards the people in the house. I know that fellow, he is like that only. Ayo, you don't ask me my husband, he is, oh, like that only. So we have that, or like that only, like this only judgments about various people in the house already ingrained deeply within us. Because we've been living and we've seen, so deeply held judgments makes us difficult to see the Krishna in them. You think, my, whoever you name, you put a name, my atte, my mava, my husband, or my wife, or whoever, you're some ex-relative. That one is Krishna. No way. No way. Never. I will never ever talk to that fellow. You know how they talk? You know what they do? Is Krishna like that? No. So there is an attitude that there is no Krishnatva in the one who is behaving in a certain way. So I'm bought into that logic. So therefore it is extremely challenging to see the Krishna in the day-to-day circumstances, in the Krishna who is right next to me, the Krishna that is right in the form of a tree, in the form of a crow, in the form of a cow. So great masters, first of all, to get rid of this attitude of the mind. It's not a theoretical getting rid. Okay, now I will drop my doership. Now I will drop my enjoyership. Because it has become a deeply ingrained logic. Right from childhood, just notice, how we feed the children. What we do? The child is eating. Child is distracted, looking there or here or doing something. Suddenly what the one who is feeding says, eat, otherwise, somebody will come and snatch this food away. So we have put an idea in the mind of that little child that you do this, otherwise somebody will come and snatch away, and this belongs to you. If somebody comes, you and them can share is not the idea that is given to the child, but somebody will snatch it away is the idea given to the child. So the child buys into the idea, oh, if I don't do this, they will come and they will snatch away. And right from beginning, the society around encourages competition rather than cooperation. Of course, you need to encourage the best in the child. You need to help the child to bring out their best, but not by competition, but by cooperation. The world teaches you that there is one winner. Oh, you're number one, you're first rank. Clap, clap, clap. That fellow, see, learn from this fellow. You silly last bench fellow, learn. So we put somebody high, somebody low. We teach the child to be high is important. Then only you get the claps. There was this wonderful video of so-called mentally challenged children. There was a running race of such children. So as usual, in a typical running race, what happens? Ready, steady, go. Takhar, everybody is off. Everybody is running. Doesn't even look at what other fellow is doing or what happens to them. In this race, one of such child falls down as soon as they say, ready, steady, go. And what the other children did is something that none of us can expect. They all came running back, held that child, then they all held their hand together, and then all of them ran. Now, who is the winner there? Everyone is a winner. There was a wonderful story. So they went to a group of children, very lovingly, and together they were playing, and they wanted to see, this togetherness, is it really true or not? They said, see that tree? whoever goes first to the tree, I will give all the fruits in the tree. What the normal grown-up idea is, I will run and I touch the tree and I will get number one. But these children held each other's hand, ran together. Now, who will you give the fruit to? You will share. So the society teaches us all the wrong logic in life. And conditioned by that wrong logic, the mind gets into a feeling that happiness is something that I have to snatch from somebody. See, I have to work hard, then only success comes. So hard and success. So success is now a mirage. And I make my happiness connected to success. So hard work, success, then happiness. So happiness is now the third thing. In this logic, hard work, success, then happiness. And it then never will happen. Because what is success? All you have to do is just pass your 12th. It's very important. Pass 12th exams. As soon as you pass 12th exam, okay, now get into engineering or get into medicine, or get into law, get into something. That's it. After that, no. Just get into a job. See how the neighbor's one is. Get into that job. That's it. You will be settled. Are you settled? No. Hey, get married. Settled. Are you settled? No. So you are compounding all the attachments and the belongings, and you're pushing that success is I thought if I pass 12th, I'm successful. No, people say, what? There are a million people who are 12th pass. No, you're not good enough. Okay, I finish my engineering. No, you're not good enough. So you're not good enough is a constant feeding. So success will never be there for you. Because you're never good enough. Whatever you do, you're never good enough. Because you've determined that you're good enough only when somebody comes and claps for you. Somebody comes and says, you are the best mother in the world. Somebody comes and says, you're the best wife in the world. You are the best. So I'm constantly seeking approval. So that's why DVG also says, in this world, there are these dahas. Daha means thirst. What thirst? The first is the daha for the food, natural. But greater than that daha is the daha or the thirst for money. Greater than that is the daha for the desire for another gender, or the desire for another person, the sexual desire. And greater than that daha is the daha of the mannane, of the approval, recognition. So therefore, there is this constant seeking of this approval. So it is a never completing journey. It's a never fulfilling journey because you're never ever going to get everybody's approval. Everybody is okay. They all like me, but my mother-in-law, she doesn't like me. But my everybody is okay, but my neighbor, no, she always complains about me. So there is never ever going to be somebody who is not approving you. So this logic of hard work, success, then happiness will constantly keep moving. So it's a moving goalpost. And why I have gotten into this logic in the first place? Because I have gotten into the attitude of doership and then enjoyership. I do something, then I enjoy. I am the one who's supposed to enjoy the fruits of my action. So this is the fundamental catch in life, which creates all the misery and the suffering. So how to get rid of this? It's simple to understand. This is the catch. It's like that story of the monkey, no? To catch a monkey, they put a jar and they put some sweet and the monkey puts the hand and tries to take the sweet and it is holding on to the sweet, and the mouth of the jar is so small that unless it leaves the sweet, it cannot open the hand. It cannot bring out the hand. So it wants the sweet. It is holding on to the sweet and it is not willing to let go of the hand or the sweet. So therefore it is caught. Now the monkey catcher comes and he will catch and chain it. So that's the end. So why the monkey got caught? Not because there was a sweet. Monkey got caught because it never was willing to let go. So letting go, how to teach the letting go? So service means what? Service means, first is, I don't expect anything. There is no expectation. Approval, disapproval. Whatever it is, the attitude of the service is offering, arpana. So, yagna bhava. In the yagna, you offer samit and you don't expect anything back because the fire burns it away. So, when I do whatever I do with that clear understanding that it is a arpana. Initially, to train the mind, some outside activity may be necessary. But truly, that arpana can happen every moment of your life. Surya Bhagavan doesn't wake up in the morning and say, today, where will I shine my light to do my service? That is not even a thought. Water doesn't ask the question, okay, should I wash this person's face or that person's leg? Then only is my service. There is no question like that. The air, when it is blowing, it doesn't ask, am I on the good person's house or am I in the wrong person's house? So they're constantly in the mode of service. Yagna bhava, constantly offering. Every moment of your life is a possibility of offering. For who this current breath is, for who this current action is, every step is an offering. Because that is the path of the great masters. Look at Surya Bhagavan, look at wind, look at water. They are also great masters. They don't talk to us like Prabhuji or Vinayji or other great masters. But they are, through how they are, you can see how to be. So that's why it is said, Surya Bhagavan is the one to whom Sri Krishna taught the science of the yoga first. In the 4th chapter, Sri Krishna says, Imam vivasvate yogam, proktavan aham avyayam. I first told it to Surya Bhagavan and he told it to his son, and thus, the lineage is continuing. So Surya Deva, that guru, may not speak to you like a human guru. But in the way he is, he's teaching you how to be in freedom. So therefore, great masters give us 5 yagnas, Pancha Maha Yagnas. And that is what you see in the picture also. Deva Yagna, Bhuta Yagna, Manushya Yagna, Pitru Yagna, and greatest among all of them is the Rishi Yagna. So Deva Yagna, so offering to various unseen forces. I keep using water. Have I ever offered my gratitude? I enjoy the wind. What have I offered? So, like that, there are so many unseen forces which help to make your life better. If there was no air, your body will not survive. If there was no water, we will wither away immediately. If sun doesn't appear for 7 minutes on this world, the entire world as we know will decimate. Just 7 minutes. So such is the value of all of them. and so many other unknown forces in this existence. So offering our gratitude, taking care of them, all of that is Deva Yajna. Bhuta Yajna, taking care of the divine in the other beings. There's a wonderful story of Baba. Once he was sitting in the mandir, and there was a Mai who used to take care of the Baba all the time. So he told Mai, I'm feeling very hungry. Please make me some rotis. Mai was very happy. Oh, Baba is asking me roti. So she went and she put, and she did it with all her love and devotion. And she brought hot rotis with whatever the side dish. And as soon as it was brought, Baba, please eat. Baba said, Mai, you see that dog? Go and give it to that dog. Mai was very upset. Baba, I did it for you. Mai, me and that dog is very hungry. You think this body is hungry. You sit silent, you be peaceful, you'll feel the pain of that dog. If you offer your food to that dog, it's as good as offering it to me, Baba said. So Bhuta Yajna, there are so many beings. It is not that I have to go out and seek something. Okay, where will I go and serve? Just within my house, next to my house, there are so many things that I can take care of. Not that I have to intentionally go and take care of. It is just an attitude, the feeling. Okay, I am here for you. Like Padmaji said, it's not that we have to do anything great. We didn't have to go to her house and say, oh, we will now take care of you. You please come and chant. All we had to do was just offer a word. We are with you. It's okay. And that's all. That bolstered her up. So it is not that I have to do something. I have to come and hold you. How many people can you hold? It is not holding literally. It is holding in the feeling system that I care for you. And it is a genuine statement. I care for you. When that genuinity, I care for you, is there, that itself is a great Shakti. See, our Padmaji is a healer. She helps others in pain through her prayers. You may wonder, how does I sit here and I pray? How does it help? This is a Shakti. This world, as we see, we think it's a physical world. We are separated. It is not. It's a connected world. What is seen is the forms. What is not seen is the energy that binds all of us together. And that energy, in the form of the feeling that you have, love is a feeling, and that gives a great, immense energy. See, when your child is coming to you saying, oh, I'm very sad, all you are doing is just hugging. In that hugging, there is a great energy. And that puts the child back. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing that you can give the child, but just the feeling, I'm with you. That brings the child back. And if necessary at that time, doing whatever that is needed. So it's not about I do something as a service. It is the feeling with which I offer whatever I'm offering. Sometimes it can be just a silent prayer. You're going on the road and you see somebody standing and begging, very old person. You are in a car that is rushing or a vehicle that is rushing. Oh, I didn't help. No, you can put a prayer. Oh, may this Mai find the best. May she come out of her suffering. What does it take for you to do that? Nothing. So service is not that I have to go and clean that lady or that person. It is a feeling. It's the attitude. Because with that attitude, you don't know how you change the world. You may not realize it. And that's the best part. When you don't know how it is helping the other person. When you do, I don't know who she is or who he is, but still I offer this. That's the best freedom for you. Because then you no more are expecting them to come back and clap for you. So what does it take? Nothing. Your every moment you can wish for somebody. Every moment you can wish for somebody. That is Manushya Yagna. And of course, if you are in a position of capability and if you have the time and availability, helping somebody in physical presence is also great. That's why there is this another great story. There was this person sitting and meditating, and suddenly a crow dropped on him, and he opened his eyes, and the crow dropped dead. He was so happy. Oh, I got the siddhi of burning. And as soon as he opened his eyes, then the siddhi, he's so feeling proud, and his stomach is also making some sound. Okay, I want some food now. So he went to beg. That is how he used to live. So he went to beg. He went in front of a house, he knocked. Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi. The house owner, very old lady, she was serving her husband. So from wherever she was, she said, please wait, I'll come. This fellow was still waiting. Almost 4 or 5 minutes happened. Slowly she opened the door. By now, his hunger had become a fire, and he was livid with anger. As soon as she opened, he looked at her with that burning eyes. And she very calmly said, Baba, I'm not that crow to drop dead. I was serving my husband. Please take the food. This yogi was puzzled. I was sitting somewhere where this lady doesn't even know where I was. How come she knows that, I have this siddhi and then the crow dropped dead? He thought, oh, this lady has higher power. So let me get that higher power. So suddenly all his anger vanished and now came humility. Amma, please tell me what made you so great. How did you get this siddhi? How did you get this power? She said, it is not about any power. However, the right person to teach you is my master. And you know what profession he is in? He is in the Kasai profession, butchering profession. So it is said that there are many Gitas. One of the Gita is Vyadha Gita. So he is butcher by profession and he teaches people in self-realization. I don't know whether the story is true or not, but the significance of the story is it is not what you do, but what is the attitude of that action. So coming back, the enjoyership and the doership is what binds us. So therefore the Panchamahayagnas. And among them, the Rishi Yagna, listening to the message of the great masters, contemplating them, taking them to the others to help in their life. So as you keep doing this, the chitta, which is so full of this logic that I have to do something to be successful and then only I'll be happy, that logic has to be cleaned. That logic has to be reversed. It is easier to understand the logic, but for it to become a living reality, it has to become a living reality. It is not okay, I understand the logic of doing and success and enjoyership. Okay, but I go back and I still am suffering. Then it has not become a living reality. So for it to become a living reality, I have to now get involved in service. So what kind of service? I have to see, depending upon my time, circumstances, and other situations of life, what is that I can offer? There is always something that I can offer. And that has to permeate into every member right next to me. It is not that I have to offer only outside of the home. Outside of the home, I do seva. Inside of the home, I do screaming. Then that is not that. So seva has to become a way of life. Because that is your true nature. Please see, who do you call as God? You go and pray. Devre nang ad kodu. Devre nang id kodu. Devre nange adan tagad bidu. Devre nang idan tagad bidu. Remove that, remove this, give me that, give me that. So this fellow, whoever that fellow is, God. Let's say that fellow is sitting there. What do you expect him to do? Tatastu, tatastu. That is what you expect him to do, no? In your very idea of God, you have him as somebody who is always take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take. He's a giver. He's a giver. Never he says, he talks back to you and says, what did you give back? You have put that logic. See, God, I'm doing this puja. See what naivedyam I have made. See how much gold I've got. Sri Venkataramana, I gave you 10 ton gold. How much are you giving me back? So there also transaction. But anyway, the idea of the God is someone who gives. Someone who gives without expecting anything back. And that is your true nature. So seva is not a logic. I think, okay, I will do seva here. This I will not. Seva is not a logic. Surya Bhagavan doesn't use logic. This is good fellow's house, I will shine. This is bad fellow's house, I will not shine. There is no logic. That is the attitude. That is the way of life. That is the dharma. Seva paramo dharma. Seva is the parama dharma, the highest existential way of being. Dharma is that which is existentially true, that which is existentially in tune with every other law of nature. So seva is a way of nature by which you can be at constant peace and freedom. It's not something that you have to think. Seva is the way of life. Because that is the truth of life. That is the dharma of life. That is your true dharma. So as you do that, depending upon the impressions, it starts removing the deeply held impressions, belief systems. And as the mind becomes cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, means what? It's not that you're washing. It's not that mind has gotten some big muck. There are impressions which are appearing as conditions or conditioning, which tend to push you in the wrong direction of thinking. So as that purifies, the mind becomes open enough to realize the divine within. So that's why the viveka and vairagya, they come naturally as you continue to serve. Viveka, discrimination. What is truth from untruth? What is changing and what is not changing? What is permanent? What is impermanent? Who am I? All of that can be realized only through jnana. And for jnana, right discrimination is needed. And for right discrimination, mind has to be sharp. If the mind is caught up in the worldly logic, then that sharpness is withered. So that sharpness comes from the seva. So that's why the logic is Sadguru, Seva, Satsanga. So through that, there's a constant purification of the mind, deeply held impressions. And in that purified mind, I and Krishna have never been away. Krishna has always been with me as that awareness, as that feeling of peace, as that feeling of joy, as that eternally free awareness. So for that to shine and to become a living reality, this is the path. This is the path taken by all great masters, like you all rightly said, and that is why they are the role models for us. See, for almost like now 25, 30 years, Prabhuji has been teaching. Not that, he needs the teaching, but that is the way nature works. Or for that matter, you look at life of any great master. They have offered themselves for the others. That doesn't mean that one has to leave the house. Vairagya doesn't mean I drop the house and go somewhere and do the service. Vairagya means deep within me, I am in freedom. So there is this wonderful Kagga by DVG. Just listen to this.
ಎರಡು ಕೋಣೆಗಳನಿ ಮಾಡು ಮನದಾಲಯದೆ ಹೊರ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಗರಾಟಗಳ ನಾಡು ವಿರಮಿಸೊಬ್ಬನೆ ಮೌನದೊಳ ಮನೆಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯಲಿ ಮರಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರವಿದು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ.
So DVG is saying, you have to continue to perform in the world, but now you do it as a drama. Meaning what? That be aware that you're playing the role. And that is important for the outside world. But realize your true nature. When you sat in meditation and when you became peaceful, you were not doing anything, but you were peaceful. Peace is your nature. You don't have to do anything to be peaceful. And when you're at peace with everything, you're naturally free. You didn't have to do anything to be free. Realize that. So, viramisobbane vada konayali. In the inner house of your mind, realize you are ever free. Shuddhoham, muktoham, shivoham. Pure, free, that which is the arivu, awareness. That is who you are. And you don't have to do anything for that. That is who you are. Just drop the wrong ideas. That's the understanding. So you are never away from Krishna. Krishna is you as the awareness, as the love, as the compassion that you feel, as the peace you feel. All these are the qualities of Krishna. Krishnatva is ever present in you. Krishna is not a person. Any questions or any statements? Ashaji, is it all bringing clarity to?
Yes, Vijayji. Vijayji, why did I ask that question is because that's what, as Rupaji was saying, because we are in so much of limitations, like even if we have an intent to serve or help, sometimes we are limited, right? Because of the surrounding support in family. So we may not be able to go out and help. So that is the reason I was asking, is that just the feeling is, is it going to, is it enough if we are having that feeling? Maybe that might help us or it might lead us to go out and help or something like that. So that was the reason I was asking that.
And now what is the clarity you feel you have?
Yeah, I understood that you were saying that, that feeling is, in first place, that feeling is required.
And then whatever is appropriate, depending upon the circumstances, the natural action will flow.
Yeah, that will
For example, right now there is somebody hurt. there's a war going on in Russia. Now, can you go
Correct.
there and serve them?
No.
But you can certainly put a feeling that may these wounds heal. May them feel their true inner nature. May this war go away. Nothing stops you from having that feeling. Now, does it mean that I have to go there and do something? I cannot. But now, right next to me, my child is crying. What the child wants me to just hold him. Can I do that? So therefore, the feeling is a beginning point. Action is circumstantial. There is no limitation to the feeling or to your prayers or to your wishes. Because the more you wish, the more you seem to have the ability to wish. But action, that a physical outcome, is certainly limited. As a body, you cannot be everywhere.
Yeah, correct. Though we know this, sometimes I used to feel just with the feeling, will it affect or will it make some changes or will it, is it true that just with the feeling, does it work? Sometimes I get into that doubt. So that is the reason I asked.
That is the reality of life.
Correct.
The way you start feeling towards somebody, whether you can take this up as a experiment in your own circumstances. With what attitude you treat them, that attitude will start reflecting. But it's like a test. It is not a one time. It's not a one time. See, sometimes in arguments we say, see, I was so nice to you, but you are not nice to me. So still there is a logic of expectation. Dropping that expectation, I'm nice to you, not because I expect something back, because that is my dharma, that is my nature. You may know this wonderful little story. There was a scorpion drowning in water, and one guru went running and put it out of the water, and that scorpion bit him. Still he kept it out. Again, he saw the scorpion drowning. Again, he went, and again it bit him. So it happened 2-3 times, and there was a student or a shishya. He said, are you stupid? Can't you see it is biting? Why are you again and again protecting? The nature of the scorpion is to bite. My nature is to protect. So when you are in tune with the dharma, then questions drop naturally.
Yes, Vijay. Thank you so much. Yeah, it helps when we are doing it and day to day, when we face so many challenges when somebody speaks. So maybe in that cases, when we are applying this thought, definitely, I hope this will work.
Yeah, all I can do at that point in time is, okay, may that divine jnana that I want to take, maybe there is some impediment right now, but so be it. May this help everybody. So now what is being called, okay, I need to give them water, I need to give them food. Okay, I will do that. But through that food that I'm giving, through that water I'm giving, may this divine jnana, may this divine nature help them also to be in freedom. So it is said that the attitude with which you cook permeates in the house. See, it all may look like very abstract, obtuse science, but that is how nature is. You may know this water. Have I shown this video to you, Ashaji? Water and how the water molecules change with thoughts and feelings?
Yes, Vijay, you have just shown us.
So see, the feeling, just the feeling of love and the water molecule becomes so nice. Just the feeling I hate, water molecule becomes so disturbed. So now water is what 70% of your body is. And whatever you do, let's say in terms of food and others, so much of water you keep using. So in a way, you're passing on the memory, you're passing on the impression. So that is why, when before making the food, traditionally, one would first take bath and do the puja to the cooking utensils. The purity is actually mentally is more important, not the physical one. But still, it starts outside. When you take bath and you feel fresh, then you go and you do namaste to all the utensils. What am I doing? This food may nourish and bring the best inner qualities in the family. See what a great service you're doing there. Vivekananda's mother did not go out and look at how I can serve some crippled people. All she had to do was focus on Vivekananda. That's all she could do. But look at what a great contribution it has been to the world. So who's responsible? Vivekananda, we clap. What about Vivekananda's mother? He said in one interview, all this great inspiration has come because of the lovely stories my mother used to tell about the patriarchs, great masters, that instilled in me a great feeling and love towards my country. And this is what I wanted to be. All this is due to my mother. Amma, thank you. See what a great service that is.
On that story,
Yes, Shubhaji.
on that story about the sage and the scorpion,
Yeah.
you said the nature of the scorpion is to bite, and the nature of the sage is to save the scorpion.
Yeah.
On a realistic note,
Yeah.
can we keep on accepting the other person's mistakes like that? Because my inner nature is to forgive, and that person's inner nature is to keep making mistakes. Or is it good to just walk off from that situation and just say that is his fate? Let me just carry on with my life.
Okay. See, the story is to show the inner nature. The story is not appropriate in the circumstance that you are talking about. So, inner nature of any person is niceness. No person is born, as a child, as a rude, crude, or disastrous-minded person. As a child, as they're growing up, depending upon what has gone into them, they start behaving the way they behave later. So what is important in any situation to recognize when we're dealing with people? One thing you can see is, it is not their nature, it is the conditioning that has gone into them that may make them behave in certain ways. As nature, deep down, everyone is nice. So therefore, we have to be able to distinguish between conditioning and nature. Your true nature is that of peace, love, happiness. And that is the nature of every other being. However, depending upon the conditioning, behaviors may be different. So therefore, depending upon the circumstance, we may have to act and choose accordingly. Am I in a position to help that person by maybe teaching or maybe by discussing? Is the person in a position to listen and transform? Maybe then I can take that route. So forgiveness is for me to feel at peace. By me forgiving, something may or may not happen to that person. I will be at peace. But what action I perform depends upon the circumstance. Am I in a position, let's say if it's your child who's making a mistake. As a mother, will you just give up on the child and say, I will walk out? No, as long as possible, in different ways and means, you look at how to bring that clarity to the child. Maybe sometimes you may speak, sometimes you may do something, or sometimes you may create a different situation through which they can see that reality and learn. And sometimes you can just keep wishing and praying. So what action you do depends on the circumstance. But what feeling you have is what is the indication through that story. It's not that one has to go and save a scorpion though it is biting. That is not the intention of that story. That intention of the story is your inner nature, your true dharma is to wish good for everyone. Not as a thought, not as a think about wishing others. No, that's your inner nature. That's how your deeper inner prayer is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. That's your deep inner feeling. It's not a taught feeling. That's why little children also care for another one. Kindness is not a taught behavior. It's not something that the society teaches and you learn to be kind. You may forget your inner nature and you may behave. Then as a teaching mechanism, it has to be given. Otherwise, your inner nature, your true nature is niceness. Is this bringing clarity, Shubhaji, to the question?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So it's not wrong on my part to just pray that Sadbuddhi comes to them and just I keep quiet.
That's all you can do, in some circumstances.
Yeah. So that's the clarity I wanted. So I'm not doing wrong there. So from
So therefore, feeling and action, or thought and action, we have to be clear.
Yeah.
In your thought and feelings, you have no hatred, you have no ill will, you have no ill feeling.
Yes.
But in your action, you have to be discriminate, no?
Correct. That is the understanding I wanted between my action and my understanding. Yes.
Yeah. See, there is a robber there is a killer, and they are taking him to be hanged. You cannot go and hug him and say that, please leave him. Somebody has very violently raped and murdered somebody, and the law has determined that this person should be hanged. In your feeling, you can still wish, may this being realize the true nature. But in terms of the outward action, what the law has determined, you have to accept it.
Yeah, understood, sir. Thank you.
Vijayji, on that similar note, I just want to take an example. Say, suppose there is a wastage of food at home being done. So in that situation, is it that I have to just feel that may the other person get that, realize by their self, or should I act saying that maybe 1 or 2 times I have to just say them that, okay, let's not waste. But in spite of that, people just continue to do that. So in that situation, how do I handle it, or what can be done?
So one is definitely the feeling has to continue. You have to continue to pray. But in terms of action, so Ashaji, if I tell you what is right, what is wrong, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do you like such a feeling? When I start advising you like that.
Yeah, that is what I feel, because maybe I would be feeling that it is right, but when I start saying that to somebody else, they definitely wouldn't like to take that.
So nobody, even a little child, even it may be your daughter or son, nobody likes to be advised. So therefore, I may have to think about different creative ways by which I can maybe somehow expose them to that message.
That too when it is elders, right? So definitely we can't be telling them.
Correct. So telling becomes like advising. Even though you have the deepest feeling of gratitude and love for them, the moment you tell, it sounds like, who are you to tell me?
Right.
So therefore, one is the prayer. Another one, you can think of some creative ideas. Maybe see if, somehow expose them to how people in the world are suffering without having food. And maybe take them to different places where, somebody else is speaking about food and how food is important. So therefore, it's always with family members, better not that we speak, we better give them an opportunity to listen to that teaching from somebody else. See, you may be realized, but to your own family, you may be the same old person. I know, just because she speaks Bhagavadgita, I know how she is. That is how the mindset can be. So therefore, there is no need to battle with that mindset. So see how to connect them to some other situation, because I telling may not work. But when somebody else who they respect tells, they have a chance of listening. So therefore, in transformation business, in transforming, that's why when Arjuna said, I am sad, and when he said, Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhavaha, I am totally deluded, I surrender to you and you teach me. Then only Sri Krishna started speaking. Till then, if Sri Krishna speaks, it's like Kallina Borgalla mele male suridante sarvagna. So the male or the rain will not transform that stone. It will probably chip away little pieces, but the stone will remain as is. Why? Because there is no inner seeking. So therefore, for transformation, somehow we need to look at how to awaken that inner seeking. Then naturally things happen. So I have to see in my own circumstances how to bring about that transformation.
So irrespective of the situation, my takeaway is that irrespective of whatever the situation and however the people are, so we have to first realize what is the true nature, and then understand, and then
a deep prayer, may this realization about the food come to them. May all in my family realize how important food is. What is food? Anna Brahma. That divinity, that divine existence, what we call as God, is coming as food. It is not an ordinary thing. So when you put that prayer and when you have that feeling, and with that, as you start cooking, and with that, as you start being, you will see a path in how to bring that.
We'll try, Vijay. Thank you so much.
Ashaji, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Actually, practice helps rather than telling anyone, we should hurt their ego. Practice helps, because I've seen that when we practice, the people around us watch us, and it may take a long time, but ultimately they will try to practice what we are practicing.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, correct. Sometimes we are in a situation that I'll just tell what happens. So we are not able. So sometimes I feel that I have to give it to somebody. Okay, maybe the people working around, but it so happens that they store it for the next meal, and then again for night. So finally, what happens is it ends being placed in dustbin. So that is where I face some. So it is like that. So they feel that, okay, let us store it for us. I mean, not with the intent to give. So in that times, it is little challenging.
Yeah. So like I said, so that's why, depending upon your own circumstances, you may have to see how to act. But like Rupaji said, first, I have that deeper feeling, and I will continue to be nice. I will continue to pray. That is my dharma. That is my nature. That nobody can shake. Yeah. So at least with that, I am in freedom. Then how can I act? Maybe I can take them to some orphanage or some old people house. And one day maybe, okay, why don't we celebrate our birthday there? Okay, let's offer some food there. Because some of these situations can open my eyes. When maybe I've never seen people suffering without food. Maybe I've never seen people how they can feel so let down and so miserable just for one morsel of food. Maybe I've never seen it, though I've heard it. So maybe I need to bring it into my experience. So like that, I need to see what I can do in terms of action.
Yes, Vijay. Maybe I'll try it out. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Is there any other questions or statements by anybody? Then we will end our contemplation.